Hey everyone, are you ready to learn my 3 favorite build mode tips? So I am a beginner and I can guarantee you if you are a beginner, these will change the way you build. So if you are a pro, I am so sorry, you've probably already heard these, you probably already live by these, and feel free to leave us a comment and let us know any more tips and tricks that you may have. Also, I just want to note that these tips are for PC players. Back when I played on console, I didn't use any cheats at all. I just kind of chilled and played The Sims. So if you are a pro console player and you know if these work, or if you have any other suggestions or any other tips for any of our beginner console players, feel free to drop a comment and just help fill them in a little bit. And my heart definitely goes out to the console players because I know your guys' gameplay is a lot more limited than PC, but I hope that in some way this video can still be helpful for you guys, or at least the comment section. Alright guys, as you can see here, the rain just stopped in our beautiful neighborhood of Windenburg. It is the perfect cloudy day to do a little interior design. So we have our Sim J here, and she just moved into this cute home. This is literally one of 2 builds that I have up on the gallery because I am brand new to actually learning about building and actually enjoying what I build. So if you guys saw my build mode shorts, you'll recognize that chair and plant as we designed this little area in those. Let's pop over to this little area here. I thought that we would decorate this together. So just to kind of give you guys an insight on how I build and my 3 favorite build tips that I've recently learned that are perfect for any beginner builder. So we'll pop into build mode here. We'll go ahead and we will open our cheats menu by pressing Ctrl-Shift-C. There are 2 cheats that I use every single time that I have decided to build something. So the first one is bb.move objects, and I already have it on, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so it turns it off. So let's type it again. And okay, now it's on. And then the second one I use is bb.show hidden objects. So bb.move objects makes it to where your objects can overlap. Like for example, you can put this like in the wall and it's totally fine. And then show hidden objects gives you access to the debug menu and a bunch of other hidden objects that you're now showing. There is a debug mod out there, and I'll have to remember what it's called and I'll link it in the description. It's one that I would definitely suggest getting if you are someone who uses mods in your game. This mod will like organize all of your debug and just make life a lot easier. When you look through all the items that they have, like I mean, you could literally scroll for days. Now we will jump into my 3 favorite tips. I want to show you guys how to change the color of your object super easily. So let's pop over and grab a cute little chair for out here. I thought that would be the perfect piece. I absolutely love this chair from Laundry Day. I use it almost every time in my patio. I figured this would be perfect for this little 2x2 area. To change the color super easily, one thing that you can do is press the plus and minus buttons on your keyboard, and that will shuffle through the color options. So a lot of times I kind of go through the color options fast, and then I'll see what I like and I'm like, ooh, let's go back, you know? So yeah, having the plus and the minus both are fantastic ways to cycle through that. I think my favorite one is this grade one here. So we will go ahead and I press the less than and greater than signs on my keyboard. I can't remember what they're actually called, but that'll help you like rotate the object around. So we'll go ahead and put that here. And then another way you could do it too is after you've place the object, you can press R on your keyboard, and then you have the options to the different colors here as well. I find the plus and minus is easier just because it's like before I'm escaping out of it, before I've even placed the chair, I can just get a look at all the colors. But these are both great ways to change the colors quickly. That is how you change the object color. Next, I want to show you guys how to move the objects around freely. I use this almost all the time, like every single time I place a plant, basically. So like this plant, for example, it can't actually get close to this without like overlapping in it. You see how it like snaps to the grid? So this little keyboard shortcut is going to genuinely change your life. So by pressing Alt and holding down, you can now move your object anywhere, like anywhere you want to. And especially with bb.move objects, now you can like literally place it in a wall if you wanted to, but you can place them closer to the chair, which I think is awesome. So that is how you kind of move those objects all sorts of around. And then my third and final tip for you guys is to increase and decrease the size of your objects. So for example, like this plant right here looks super giant. It looks kind of out of the ordinary, not really the size that I want it, but I love this plant and I want to be able to use it. So I'll pick up this object and then I can press the right and left brackets, and this will increase and decrease the size. So the left bracket is going to decrease the size, as you guys can see here. There is a limit on it. I'm clicking it and I can't go any smaller than this, but when you go larger, you can literally make any object like as large as you want to. This is one way that a lot of builders add vehicles to their builds or this or that. There's a lot of like toy cars, and so if you love one of those, you can just make it bigger and then it'll look like a vehicle. And I think there's also vehicles in the debug menu, but I'm not for sure. So yeah, definitely go crazy, have fun with that part. But let's go ahead and bring this down to size using the left bracket, and then we're gonna go ahead and make it smaller to place by this chair, and then we're gonna press Alt to kind of move that here. So after looking at this a little bit, I've decided that I'm like, you know what, I'm not totally sold on the color. I think I'm gonna pop in and click R and then change it to the cream. I think that's so pretty. And as kind of like a final touch on this little section to decorate it, I think a rug would be perfect. So this this nifty knitting rug is available on debug, which I'm pretty sure means that this rug is something that you can make when you raise your knitting skill up high enough, but I love that I can use it now without having to unlock it. Sometimes it's fun to unlock things in games, but sometimes when you're building, it's nice just to be able to have access to all those things. So as you guys can see here, this rug is a little bit large for the space that we're wanting. So I'm gonna go ahead, size it down using the left bracket, and then I will press Alt and I will go ahead and I'll place the rug here. So yeah, now we're done with our cute little area. I absolutely love how it turned out. And there was one last thing I wanted to show you guys just to kind of help take that Alt option up to the next level. So if you're decorating something that's on a shelf, so like let's say that let's pop back into debug because I use this the most when I'm like placing clutter around. And let's say that maybe I want this little coffee mug to have this coffee bag, to have a little like cup or something in front of it. Let's see what we can find. So I found these cute little baskets that I really like a lot. Like look how colorful they are. They are so fun. I think that the brown would fit best with, well, it kind of clashes with that. Let's see, what does this color look like? That one's not bad. Let's go with this tan color. So see how this snapped to a grid whenever I placed it, but let's say I want this coffee in there, and maybe I want one of these cute little plushies. Oh my gosh, these are so precious. Oh wow. Okay, so these are going to be kind of the three objects that we're working with here. So one thing that you can do to kind of clutter up this area and not have things snap to the grid on objects is if you move this object out of the way, well, as you can see here, this is exactly what I've done with this object. Click on your object that you're wanting to move, press Alt, and then it's going to stay at that same level that it was at on the shelf. You can also press Ctrl 9 and Ctrl 0, and it'll move the object up and down for you so that you could like place things on top of a fridge or whatever you wanted to do. And then you're going to hold Alt and you're going to be able to move that object. And then let's say we want this cute little coffee inside. We hold Alt again, we place the coffee in there. And then this cute little octopus is so adorable, but he's giant. So we want to go ahead and size him down. Let's size him down this and see if that fits. We'll press Alt, we'll hold, and we will set him in that basket. Oh my gosh, guys. Look at how cute. That's so precious. And then we'll just place this table back. We'll press Alt to get that table right where we want it. And then boom, now we have a little clutter. Isn't that so cute? That's another way to kind of use that Alt key. It definitely helps a lot. If you're also like placing things on a shelf, let's see if we can't pull up a shelf here for you guys. Okay, so let's say we have this super simple shelf. We want to press Alt to hold it on the wall, and then we want to place another bookshelf up there. So right now, as you can see, the bookshelf doesn't even like try to snap to there or anything. So I'm going to put the bookshelf down. I'm going to hold Control and press 9 and bring it up to about where I think would be. Let's do Control 9 again. One more time maybe two more. Let's see what that does. Alt, and then boom, we'll place our little bookshelf. We'll move our table back, And yeah, now we had added things to a shelf for us. As you can see, with the all moving things up and down and kind of moving them around, sometimes you might have it to where you're like, oh yeah, this is the perfect place for it. And then you like go and you turn this way and you're like, oh, oops, that's so not right. Or like this shelf, for example, is not even like centered or anything like that. So it does take a little bit more trial and error. I definitely feel like the trial and error of it is worth it. So then like I move the shelf down, so I do Control 0 to start to move the object down, Alt and move it. See how it's like inside? So then I'm like Control 9. Sometimes it's not always perfect. Like sometimes your objects will float a little bit. I know that there's this mod option that's called like the red shelf, and if you have it in your game, then you can have things like line up perfectly on things like that, but I've never played with this mod. I've never tried it out, so I just kind of do this and I just guess and hope that things can kind of line up. So I hope this video helped you guys. Feel free to drop a comment if there's anything else that you'd like me to do a tutorial on, or anything else that you'd like to learn. I know how it feels looking through this community and all the talented builders we have and just sit there and wonder like, how in the world did they get to be so wonderful? So I would love to keep making more videos and learn more build tips along with you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up if it helped you in any way, and feel free to join our crew. So I will see you guys in the comments. Bye!